Like they're very inspirational, especially for young men. For people who just kind of don't know their direction, who need like the stern talking to, things like that. So yeah, Jordan Peterson is like very straightforward with things. And I like to say that I'm straightforward with most things in my life. So I enjoy him being blunt, even though it seems like we're getting to a point in culture where being blunt isn't necessarily the thing that people want to hear. People want to feel comfort. They want to be free to do whatever they want, not be judged. And also just, I mean, truthfully, it just feels like people are becoming really selfish. I don't know where all this selfishness came from. It just seems like it just came out of nowhere. I mean, COVID happened and everything like that, and people were worried. I personally lost a lot during that time frame, so it didn't make me any more selfish. It kind of just made me want to live life more. I was in a rut for a little while, as I mean, most people were. So we went, I mean, I spent that time in Germany, and it was pretty much 2 years of like isolation. When we got locked down, it was like lockdown. So like wasn't nothing open but food places for the most part, and work, of course, because you know you got to go to work. Speaking of work, sure. But for the most part, I'm kind of just ranting at this point, but we're gonna get back on focus. But purpose, finding your purpose for the most part. Um, I've had a rough couple of days with trying to move everything, pretty much halfway across the world, getting things squared away. Um, and that's why I was thinking more about just life in general, what I actually want to do. I'd say in the last 2 years, I've experienced a lot of new experiences. I went from streaming to podcasting to trying to run a Discord community to trying to start NFTs, trying to do a comic book, uh, bodybuilding at some point, but I don't know. I think I want to do boxing instead. I'm not a big fan of like just going to the gym every day and doing the same stuff, even though you can do like hit training and all this other stuff. But like, truthfully, like I want to be like faster, stronger, more agile. Like I used to play basketball, so that's like my thing. I'm not really a big bodybuilding type dude. Um, it takes a lot of dedication and motivation for that, but I kind of like pushing myself a little bit more. I feel like you can go to the gym and have a lazy workout when it comes to like weightlifting and stuff like that. But if you're doing boxing or any type of fighting, it takes you to like that extreme where you damn near fighting for your life. So I got one gym that I was already looking up at my new place. And yeah, life choices, purpose. I think that a lot of people need to figure out like what they actually want to do. Um, Stop worrying about what everybody else wants you to do and just kind of like be set on what you want to do. We have so much influence in the world, especially with social media, which you guys hear from us all the time, that influences us to think that, I mean, they're literally called influencers. Like they influence you to do stuff that you think you like. But a lot of these people like aren't doing a lot of the things that they love. They're just doing things. Um, at the end of the day, that won't bring you true happiness. You get to a point where you're sitting in a hotel room trying to figure out like what you're actually going to do for the next 2 years. Personal experience. I only say that because my contract is potentially going to be up soon. So I have a couple choices that I want to make and need to make as far as moving forward. everybody's always going to tell you like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. One side, I have people telling me like, yo, I should stay in. Another side, I have people telling me I should get out. But then at the end of the day, I have to make the decision. Kind of know what I want to do. If I do stay in, then I want to live according to my rules, not by, I mean, at least not my rules, but like, because I'm not because I'm in the military, but like uh, by standard, there's certain standards or certain things that I want in my life as far as what I can control. And I think a big part of that is just taking control of my life and taking control of the things that I want to do and just doing them. So, with that being said, I just ranted while I packed my laundry. So, that's a little, I guess, story time with Willymane. I got that name from my homeboy, Briggs the Kid. RIP to him. He ain't dead or nothing, but he ain't the same. We just call him Adrian now. But yeah, I still got to do laundry, but I'll probably do a couple more of these just in general. Like, I mean, it's YouTube. Probably nobody's going to sit here and watch this, but I will get more focused whenever I can finally relax. I just wanted to put something out, touch bases, give a little bit of my backstory, um, talk in general, just working on talking in general, which is also good if you've ever been to a speech class or anything like that. Solomon's crown. Solomon's crown. Where does the name Solomon's crown come from? Solomon was a wise man who fell to temptations of the world. Some would say women, but you know, everybody has their own views and everybody is free to live the lives that they want. Some would call him a foolish man. Some would say that he was given everything in the world and he chose to give it all up for women and riches, I guess. Which, I mean, I guess that made him happy. But being wise doesn't mean that you're always going to make the right decisions. I like to think that I'm wise, but wise wisdom comes from observation, life experiences sometimes. Most of the time, in my case, all of my advice comes from personal experiences half the time, or things that I've seen work and not work with my friends, family, etc. I consume a lot of internet just because of research purposes, the betterment of mankind, as they would say. But no, I mean, I do a lot of research for school, just personal research. So I always run across like random things on the internet. But I think that the world is changing drastically. A lot of people are fighting for rights right now. Uh, I believe everybody should be free to live however they want to live, no matter what. But I also feel like we also need to be aware of our surroundings as far as like being more compassionate towards people, I guess. I like to say that I'm pretty compassionate when it comes to the people in my life, or at least try to be. Um, I grew up in San Diego, California, so you know, it's a melting pot of different people, races, genders, like culture in general. So I don't see things like how a lot of people see. I've also traveled the world 3, 4 times, maybe 7. been everywhere for the most part. 8 years, not bad. I still expect or plan to see a lot more of the world, but this time when I see the world, it'll be on my own terms. Um, I probably will settle down outside of the country just because I don't know. It's just something blissful about um, some of these other places. I mean, I'll probably be a wanderer for the most part and just go from city to city depending on how I feel. Probably start something in a city. If it's not popping off in about a year, then I just leave or leave it to somebody and just have it become whatever it wants to become. But it's a lot of planning. Uh, Pop talks about it all the time. Is this instant gratification generation that we live in? Even talking to my other homeboy, who literally I've seen him grow, but I've known him for 6, 7 years now. And from where he started, I mean, where he is now, big change. But he worked towards everything. So he's got the nice car, he's got the nice house or apartment, either or. Good job, got his degree, traveled the world just like me. If anything, he's seen a lot more places, or we've seen places, but like he's lived like his life by his means, by his accord, and he's doing well for himself. But the biggest thing I see with him is just like his discipline, his dedication to his goals, and his goals are himself. So, I mean, that selfish word I don't like to use, but sometimes it is like that, especially when you have like an actual goal. I think that people need to be selfish with themselves as far as pushing themselves to get to a certain point, but not selfish with the people around them. Um, I think that the world definitely needs less selfish people at this point. We need to really look at other people and see what they're going through and just realize that our lives aren't necessarily the worst. There's definitely far worse people off. Trust me, I've seen a lot of people who are far worse off, and they're some of the nicest people I've ever met. Um, Random story time. Uh, Willymane Chronicles, as I used to call them. But I was in Ghana, and I get out of the cab, and this teenage dude runs up on me, and then like a little kid, I'd say he was like probably like 9, 10, probably maybe a little bit older than that. But older dude runs up on me and he's like, "Oh, yo, let me get some change, this, and that." And I'm like, "Bro, you're like grown." Like I was like, "You damn near look as old as me." Not like that, but like you could tell that he was like probably like 17, 18, maybe a little bit older than that. But it's like, "Yo, you begging for money?" Like, "No, I'm good." Now the kids though, they were smart, bro, because they're patient. Like that's the biggest thing is like when we were kids, we were patient about things. When we wanted something, we waited. Like we count down the days to Christmas every day. And once it came, like usually you got what you wanted most of the time. Sometimes it just didn't work out like that. But even birthdays, like you waited, you planned out your life based off of like what would make you excited so that you were always excited about things in your life. And yeah, so the kids, we went in, drank for a little bit, yada yada, and then when we came out, we were looking for like where we need to go. So we're walking. It's like 5 or 6 of us, and we got a female with us. So like we're just literally just like making sure she's good as far as like our perimeter and everything like that. Where we're walking, being cognitive of where we're going. And I'm thinking like you probably shouldn't take directions from me because I get us lost. But I seen this back alley, and I was like, "Yo, let's cut through here. This looks like a shortcut." And low key, it would have been a shortcut. But then the kid ran up on me, and he was just like, "Yo, you don't want to go down there." And I was like, "Why? What's up?" And he was pretty much like, "Yo, there's bad people that live down there." And I was like, "All right, bet." So pretty sure his name was Roman. Yeah, Roman. But he took us the right way, literally took us straight to the door. It was like, "Yo, this is a spot you want to go into. I know these people, blah, blah, blah." And this is like a 10, 12-year-old, but you could tell that like he's lived through some stuff. So yeah, I slid him like $15 and was like, yo, good looking. And he was like, yo, if you ever come back, don't forget me, blah, blah, yada, yada. But the funny thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, uh, I have a lot of random numbers saved in my phone because like I actually talk to people when I go out and build. No, I don't have it in here. But I build relations with people around the world just because you never know. Like, you never know what part of the world you're going to be in. And sometimes you might just be back in the city that you never thought you would be in. And you hit that person up and be like, yo, like, remember me? And people literally come running. So I like that about traveling. I like that people are very good, even though they don't always have like everything. So that was just my experience and one of my experiences in Ghana. So, but this rant turned from story time to rant to this to that. I don't think I'll post the whole thing. I think it's I think it's a lot to digest, especially because for the first half I was trying to collect my thoughts and really think about what I wanted to talk about. But you guys will probably see some more videos like this. I'm just venting at this point, trying to work through some things, and we'll keep putting the content together. Once I can get on the same schedule as Pop, we are going to be on kind of close to each other because he's in Japan and I'll be closer to the West Coast. But yeah, I'd say probably give us about a week or two to kind of get our stuff together. He's still going to be pumping out videos. We got a couple videos in the tank that we can just pump out. But always remember, like, subscribe, comment if you guys got anything to say, any videos you want us to cover. You can also email us. Our email is in our description, or hit us up on um, IG, TikTok. We got a Twitter. Twitter's our NFT page. We're still working on our NFTs. We kind of want to make them useful to a certain extent. Pretty much anybody who buys our NFTs at this point is just contributing to the cause and pretty much just saying like, hey, I have something from Solomon's Crown because I support you guys. So that's what our first line of NFTs is. Our second line of NFTs, which, like I said, everything takes time, um, will probably be coming out, let's just say at the end of the year now, with all the setbacks that we've had. And then our Kaizen clothing line will be coming out once I'm able to get back to the States, get a new distributor because we had a falling out with that, and go from there. We'll start getting that ready. Right now, we have Solomon's Crown merch. Um, I think it's pretty dope. I'll probably drop the prices a little bit because they are a little not like ridiculous, but like it just the process that it takes is a little costly. So until we can get our own heat press and everything like that, um, it's going to be one of those things that we're just going to have to take our time with. So we have two clothing lines. We have an NFT project. We have a comic book coming out, and what else? I mean, that's just Solomon's Crown stuff. That's not even like our personal life stuff. So we're going to try to put out as much content as possible. I mean, right now you'll see us either doing review videos, we'll be talking until we find what people really like. And then from there, we can kind of sprout our wings and do bigger and better things, collaborate with people. I mean, that's another thing too. It's like, if you want to collaborate with us, we can just talk. We can have some open discussions, forums, things like that. We have a Discord, so Solomon's Crown Discord. We can put the link in the description. But I mean, if you guys want to come through to that, we got like all our projects and everything that we're working on in there. I mean, I could literally talk all night if I really wanted to, but I'm just procrastinating at this point. So with that being said, you know where to find us: Solomon's Crown, IG, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. So until next time, peace.